Hello and welcome to Crypto News. Today is May 1st, 2025. A good month to all of you. And the top news for crypto is as follows. Moving on now, we're going to get to our scammers. And there's a scam involving ledger holders. However, this scam can be applied to any wallet and cryptocurrency service. So the scammers are actually sending letters to ledger holders. And what they're doing is asking for their password for security reasons and things like that. Basically, you're going to see a letter like this one here, which is very formal and nicely written, telling you to scan this QR code and give us your password. We're talking 100% scam. Ledger would never ask you for a password that you and no one else in this world knows. Moving on from our scams, we'll go to our ETFs, and we'll go to the Bitcoin ETF. On April 29th, BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF had positive inflows of $216 million. The day ended with $172 million in positive returns. Whereas on April 30th, we obviously don't know what BlackRock has done, and we're already at negative $323 million. However, the most interesting news about our ETFs comes from Bloomberg Intelligence, which has slightly changed its list of ETFs that have a chance of getting the green light. So that list now has Litecoin with a 90% chance of approval, Solana with a 90% chance of approval, XRP with an 85% chance of approval, Dogecoin with an 80% chance of approval, Cardano with a 75% chance of approval, Polkadot with a 75% chance of approval, Bar with an 80% chance of approval, and Avalanche has a 75% chance of approval. All of these ETFs will come in the 10th and 11th months of 2025. And as you can see, we have a very good chance of seeing all of these ETFs get approved. And from our ETFs, we're going to go to our companies. And today, once again, we're going to look at Semler Scientific, who just bought 165 Bitcoin for $15.7 million, bringing their total Bitcoin holdings to 3,467. And from our companies, it's time to go to our cryptocurrencies. And we're going to go to Ethereum and look at the big upgrade, Pectra, which we're hearing is coming next week, specifically on May 7th. This is one of the biggest upgrades Ethereum will make in its history, as it will submit 11 improvement proposals, EIPs otherwise known as, and it aims to do three main things: to boost scalability through layer 2, to upgrade the user experience through their UI, and to have more efficient staking. More specifically, the upgrades that have attracted the most public attention are EIP 7702, which will allow external accounts, wallets, essentially cryptocurrencies, to temporarily act as smart contracts. While another that has attracted public attention is essentially that there is now an option to pay for gas fees with a token other than Ethereum. We don't know how well this will work. However, if it works properly, in addition to Ethereum, we will be able to use other cryptocurrencies, which have not yet been announced. However, let's say that at the validator level, they will continue to receive their Ethereum, and we, from the Ethereum upgrades, which I'll have all of them down in the sources if you want to see them one by one, will also go to FIFA, which is leaving Algorand, specifically the FIFA Collect NFT. As we said, it's leaving Algorand because it's going to go to its own blockchain, the FIFA blockchain, which is compatible with an Ethereum machine. Let's assume that this transfer will take place on May 20th, and there's no need for NFT users to do anything. Everything will happen automatically. Let's say that since this news, obviously Algorand has seen a drop in its price and is down 4% in the 24-hour period. And we, to wrap up today's episode, will come full circle and return to the Cardano news. In it, we learned that Lace, which is one of the most popular wallets for Cardano, has now added support. And for XRP users who have XRP can now store and manage it through Lace. But the most interesting thing comes from this upgrade, which I first saw from Charles Hoskinson himself, who wrote, "Welcome home, Bitcoin," and he mentions it here. The tweet from the Lace wallet again, which announced that it has now added support for Bitcoin. So now you can manage and also store your Bitcoin through this wallet. This is particularly interesting because on May 27th to 29th, Bitcoin 2025 is happening. And we know that Charles Hoskinson, as the founder of Cardano, will be there to give us a demo. This demo will essentially show that you can use your Bitcoins inside the Cardano network to make cheap and fast exchanges, get into DeFi, DEX, and unlock for Bitcoin an entire ecosystem, which, due to its infrastructure, it couldn't access on its own. All of this, of course, we expect as promised, and that's why it's so exciting. A wallet for Cardano added support for Bitcoin, so maybe we'll see something big at Bitcoin 2025 from the founder of Cardano. Let's now move on to our favorite cryptocurrency market, where Bitcoin is frozen at $94,000 to $95,000. That's where we are at the moment. moment. That wraps up the top news for crypto today is May 1st, 2025. I'd like to remind you that the content you just watched is created for educational purposes only and should not be considered as investment advice, but rather as investment opinion. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and feel free to comment. Take care everyone and have a good day.